everyone, I'm Holly. Welcome to my channel. I am the maker here at Missouri River Soap. And in this video today, I am making an Ozark milk and honey soap, literally using milk and honey from the Ozarks. I am in Southwest Missouri and it is beautiful here. We love the Ozarks. This soap turned out great. Not only is it comforting to the skin, but it's comforting to the old schnoz. It smells amazing. So I hope that you enjoy this video. Please like and comment and subscribe if you do. So let's get started. Let's make soap. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I love these little farm fresh little glass jars. I need 6 ounces of milk, and I have this beautiful Ozark Mountain Creamery fresh local farm from Mountain Grove, Missouri. That's pretty close to where my husband and I met in Houston, Missouri, in Texas County, because that's how that situation rolls. I'm wondering if I should shake it up. It's so creamy. There's just something about a glass bottle. I love these little handholds. That's nice. So I'm going to do 6 ounces for this batch today. Oh my goodness, it's so creamy and beautiful. That's lovely. So it is just, look how creamy and luscious it is. I love creamy milk in glass. I just love it. And in this one, I'm going to be adding some Ozark honey, Ozarka. And this brand is from Neosho, from the Honey House. That's fun. I'm only going to do 1 ounce of honey because I don't like it to risk overheating too much. So I do about 1. I'll have to clean that up. The best way I have found to work with honey is 1, don't use a lot, and 2, mix it with a distilled water. Have to heat it up just a little bit. Like I'll just do like 30 seconds in the microwave just to heat it up and thin it out just a little bit. That will help prevent the speckles that sometimes if honey doesn't get mixed in right. There we go. So the honey is warm, the honey water mixture. It's warm, but it's not hot, but it really mixes in well. If you try to mix honey into cold water or room temp water, a lot of times it won't mix, but this one has mixed up nicely. So we're gonna set that to the side. And now I need my fragrance oil. I'm using oatmeal milk and honey from Brambleberry because I love it and I think it's the best version, but that's just my opinion. I just love it. It's just so creamy and I don't know, it's just amazing. It can kind of be a hard one to describe. I don't know how much I have in this bottle. Ooh, exactly what I needed. Nice. I actually needed just under 7 ounces, so that is just exactly perfect. Exactly. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix in some of this pure honey from Brambleberry. And I thought this would be a fun way to test it and kind of mix up the fragrances. So in it goes. This is light on, wow, there was not much in there. How much was that? Anyway, there wasn't very much, but that's fine. So the oatmeal milk and honey is a pretty low usage right now, and it is one of those that is rather, it's rather potent, so it's fine. I noticed that all the fragrances where they were really lowered the usage rate recently with the new 49th Amendment of the International Fragrance Association. They completely put out information for each fragrance oil so we know how much we can use. Anyway, it has lowered quite a bit, but that's a very strong fragrance and I never used it at full strength anyway, so yeah. Well, unfortunately, my oils have solidified a little bit. This pot was like kind of towards the back of my table. And so I was gonna make this today, but I'm making it tomorrow now because I have to reheat these oils and I don't have time to wait for them to cool back down for today. I am back and I have my oils. They're nice and they're melted and they're cooled back down so I don't feel any heat. I'm gonna start putting in the extra ingredients. So I'm gonna put in the honey mixture, and I did reheat these just a little bit so they weren't so cold. I put it all back in the refrigerator, the honey mixture and the milk, for overnight. Stir this around just a little bit. Yeah, it looks good. And so that was the whole milk. All right, so now I'm going to get this blended in. Now for the lye solution, I'm going to strain it because I did make this lye solution on another day. And so it has a little bit of lye lint, which is just a natural reaction with the sodium hydroxide and the carbon dioxide in the air to create sodium carbonate. And a lot of times it can just go right in. And I know I repeat this a lot, but you never know when you have a new viewer. And so it's just typically called lye lint. And it doesn't add up to a whole lot in the end. And if I get it on like a fresh batch, I will just let it go in and it's just fine. But I'm going to strain this one out. And now I am going to bring this to a trace. All right, and now I'm going to add in the fragrance oil blend. And this will discolor just a little bit because of the lower usage rate. It shouldn't be a whole lot though. It smells so good. So creamy. Smells a little powdery. It's looking good. It's a bit thin still. I don't want my stick blender to get too hot. So I am just going to hold for a little bit and we'll pour this when it's gotten a bit thicker. It's been a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pour the soap. It's gotten quite a bit thicker at this point. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness, I love it. I option just to make this one more plain. Before I have added some like a whitish or lighter colored swirl, but I decided that I was just gonna go simple for the soap this time. So nice and creamy with that beautiful whole milk and the Ozark honey. Goodness gracious, I love it. So I have somewhat marked my lines, which actually moved just a little bit because I moved my mold. So they jostled around just a little bit. I'm going to try to just do a little bit of texture on one side. This one is going to be, they really do seem like they moved a little bit. Of course, I usually take a little bit off of each side, so I may need to come back and fix those edges real quick and bring them in just a little. I have an 18-inch ruler, so I just kind of dipped it into, but I wasn't able to do the sides because it was just a little too tight for my ruler to fit exactly down in. This I need to come in just a smidgen because of how it shifted. Beautiful texture. It's not always the most easy thing to figure out where a loaf is supposed to go because I always cut just a little bit wonky seams. So alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to restart this one just a little bit further over so that it brings that texture just a bit more into the inside of the loaf. So I have just little pieces here of some bubble wrap, and I don't buy bubble wrap anymore, so thank goodness I still had some. And I'm just going to try to kind of put it on the line just a little bit, maybe inside just a smidgen. And I know it's going to overlap a little bit of the design I made, but I think that's going to be good. I need to push it down enough that it actually is going to take on that shape. These were all trying to stick to each other really badly. It was like some wild static cling going on. See, now that one came in too far, but there it goes, I guess. I just kind of have to do it for now. It'll be fine. I don't mind doing layers and stuff, but this starts getting into some precision that I'm not super great at. This type of precision, I will admit to that. So I gave it just a little bit more texture in between. I just felt like it needed a little something, and they kind of got a little shifted. It is the way it's gonna be. So here we have the Ozark Milk and Honey Soap, and I will see you back here for the cut. I'm back to cut this Ozark Milk and Honey Soap. I love it. It turned out so great. It's in the process of discoloring, and that's just what happens when there's vanillin in the fragrance. What it does is once it's exposed to the air, it starts darkening. So the inside will be lighter, and then the outside is darker, the inside is lighter. But that's just all going to move through the entire batch, and then cutting it helps, you know, accelerate it for each particular bar. And this is what we're looking for. It's going to discolor, and it's going to be beautiful, but it's not going to be a lot. It's not going to go much darker than what you already see. it'll go a little bit darker. It's not supposed to go brown or anything, but it'll be tan. And I just think that's going to look so good. Oh, I love it. It smells amazing. Like, I can't quit sniffing it. Adding just that little bit of the of that pure honey, as in the fragrance oil. Whoa, so good. So good. So I'm definitely going to be buying more of the pure honey because it is amazing. And this mixture is just phenomenal. I can probably perfect the placement. I feel like I'm running out of room here. I can probably perfect my placement on the bubble wrap and everything. That's okay. That works for this time. And I have so many soaps to cut today, and it's already taken me a couple of hours to split the 9 batches and start cutting them, because it does seem like I film in some way just about everything I do as far as making soap and all that. Not necessarily, you know, all the measurements and everything, but the actual making. Let's take a look at the inside. It's a cute little bar. Love it. Very good. Very good. And I just love that it's made with local Ozark honey and local Ozark milk. So good and luxurious and amazing. So I am just going to keep on keeping on. This is going to take me a little bit. I just want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I will wait to take a picture of this soap until it has discolored further. It's not going to be in my video lineup for a while, so it should be able to discolor completely by the time I take the picture. Thanks again, and I will catch you on the next one.